This is the DJI Action 4, and it has one massive advantage over any other action camera on the market currently. Okay, it has two massive advantages over any other action camera on the market. Now, every action camera right now has great stabilization, and the Action 4 is no different. You can see the kind of ground that I'm walking over right now. It's incredibly intense, but it does a great job. It has great stabilization, really good image quality in bright lighting like this, but almost every action camera has been missing one, maybe two, really important features. And that's a really good log profile that you can actually grade well to be able to match up with other cameras. And now I'm in D-Log M on the Action 4. So right now the image looks fairly flat and not exactly good, but then when you color grade it, you can make it match a lot of other things out there. And the other, it's really good low light performance. Action cameras, because of the size of the sensor and because of just the general size of the camera, it's really difficult to get really good low light performance. The real question though is, because of this new sensor, how well does this action camera perform in low light? We're getting a little ways back in there. It is dark. It is very, very, very dark in here, and getting difficult to see without the Lume Cube. One thing that DJI did that I really appreciate is they finally gave us control over both sharpening and noise reduction, which is huge if you're going to try and use a tiny camera like this in more of a professional environment, because then you have a lot more control over how the final image looks. And you can use a really good noise or denoiser like Topaz Video AI or Neat Video and get much better results having a much cleaner image in the end. Now, DJI did send this camera to me a few weeks ago, but they're not paying me, they're not sponsoring this video, and all these opinions are my own. One of the coolest things that DJI has done is giving us the ability to plug in almost any mic that has a USB-C. I've tried it with a bunch of different ones. There'll probably be a list down in the description, but it gives you some great direct-in audio, especially if you're in a place like I am today where it's a little windy and yeah, you can't get good audio any other way. So you see the USB port, you remove this, which unfortunately does make the camera not waterproof anymore, but plug it in, you'll see a little mic symbol pop up right there, which you probably have a hard time seeing today, and then you know you're getting good, solid external audio. So this is the Action 4 with no wind noise reduction on. There's a pretty good strong wind coming from directly behind me, or that way. Now it's obviously coming straight at the camera. And now this is the Action 4 with the wind noise reduction on. Wind is coming straight from behind the camera, and now it's coming from in front of the camera, straight at the camera. How's that sound and how much does that help? Now I fly a lot of FPV for both my professional work and just for fun because it's a lot of fun. So I'm always curious to see how an action camera can handle FPV just straight out of camera, no post stabilization or anything like that. I didn't like this at first, but the fact that you have these magnetic quick swaps, which means I can take it off the selfie stick, pop it on the FPV drone that fast, makes it really versatile. And after using this a bunch for the last couple of years since they released this system, it's much stronger than I originally thought, and it handles a lot of stuff just fine. But being able to swap it out, move it from one thing to another that fast makes it super versatile when especially you're in a high-speed, high-paced environment trying to film as much stuff like I do when I'm out with helicopters or something like that. Makes it an incredibly versatile system, and it is, like I said, much stronger than I originally thought. Nice thing about these is that they press fit over the lens, so you can pop them on, take them off really fast and easy, and they're pretty tight fit, so I'm not too worried about this. Now, I haven't flown this line before, and there's very little chance that I could recover this camera if something goes wrong, so we're just gonna send it and hope for the best. Actually, that reminds me, I want to keep the footage that I've shot today, so just gonna replace this. Now we're ready to send it. The Action 4 has all the classic time-lapse, hyperlapse modes. It's got 4K 120 slow motion. It's got 240 1080p or 1080p 240 slow motion. It also has photo capability and all of the video modes. I do like DJI's interface. It's pretty quick and easy and intuitive to get around, which makes it nice when you're on the run. And overall, the battery life on this has been exceptional. I used the Action 3 a bunch in the winter. The batteries were incredible in the cold. Today, so far, almost all day, about 6 hours so far, and I've been shooting on one battery. Now that's me turning the battery on, or turning the camera on and off a lot to save battery, but because I got the Action combo, I have 2 more batteries in a really great battery case. This is the normal color profile for the Action 4, which is actually pretty good. So if you don't want to color grade stuff, you can definitely just use the normal color profile. Matches up well with the normal color profile in DJI drones, which is, again, a great feature if you already own DJI drones and you're wanting to make things look like it was all shot on at least a very similar camera.
When the Action 3 was released, I complained about the soft focus, and in later iterations or later builds, DJI did address that issue, but I'm happy to say that the Action 4 has none of those issues. This has some of the best image quality coming out of an action camera I've ever seen. And in low light, the fact that I could even film at 12,800 ISO is mind-blowing to me. Like, that is at least 5 times higher, some random number. That is way higher than I would ever shoot on any action camera before. But the fact that you can actually film with this at that high ISO and get somewhat of a usable image, I probably wouldn't go over ISO 3200, maybe 6400 really, but that is mind-blowing. Now, it's still an action camera, it's still limited in low light, but it does a much better job than anything else on the market right now. Now, with the Action, you get a cage that allows you to do both horizontal mounting, where you're doing it more kind of your normal standard style, and then if you want to quickly do vertical video, because apparently that's a thing we're doing now, then it's easy to switch to vertical video with the cage. And because you have the quick switch capability, it's really easy to move it between different mounts, which I really like. And especially now that I have a few of these magnetic mounts, it makes it really easy to be able to swap between stuff super fast. But if you get the adventure combo, you also get a selfie stick, and you get this really nice battery case with 2 extra batteries. So you can see which ones are charged, which ones aren't, and it's super easy to recharge. You just plug that into USB-C, either power delivery or regular USB-C, and it will quick charge all of the batteries. It'll be very interesting to see what other action camera makers do now that DJI has released D-Log-M and really great low light performance in this camera. I will definitely have comparisons coming on this channel. In the meantime, you're going to want to watch this video right here. I'll see you over there. As always, if you have questions, ask me in the comments below or join my live stream, which happens most Wednesday nights at 4 p.m. Alaska time, 8 p.m. Eastern. I'll see you again soon in the next video. Cheers.